Welcome to my channel. This is Cheryl. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope no matter where you are or what you're doing that you are having a wonderful day. Well, today I'm working in my GoodNotes 6 digital planner. We are headed towards the last full week of February, and so grab your favorite hot beverage, cup of water, and let's go ahead and get started. Can you believe the month is almost over? It seems like we just celebrated the beginning of the new year. Well, here we are, and I'm planning the week of February 23rd through the first day of March. So I've already, as you can see, I have some things already laid out. So I do like to kind of dress up my planner to make it pretty. And so I'm just going to add a few more things in here. I've got some text elements that I did in Photoshop, so I'm going to add those in here just to kind of do some positive thoughts and affirmations. I like doing those as well. So never give up. I'm going to put that one there. And let's see. I kind of like this one, but I need to make it bigger. For some reason, the text for some reason doesn't always come out as big as I would like it. So let's see, we can make it, there we go. And then I'll reduce it down a little bit. And I do have some floral elements, and I'm going to see if I can find a couple of those. I think, yeah, I got some right here. So that one doesn't have a little bit of any color in it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to the back. That way the text will be on the front. Now with the new update, and since that word does not have a PNG background, which means it has a clear background, that one's not going to work. So let's see if we can put that down there. So let's see if there's another one that might have a PNG background. I guess I should have looked in there first. Let's see. New. Let's see if this one. That one has a clear background. So that one will work. So we'll make it a little bit bigger. So kindness counts. And we do need a lot more kindness in the world today. So of all the things you can be kind. Remember to be kind. It doesn't cost anything to be kind. And I'm going to do one more maybe. Let's see. Don't want to overdo well, how about be happy? That one doesn't kind of go with the color scheme, but I like it. Okay, and let's see if we can grab another floral element and put behind that one. And let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got in here. Nope. Not quite fall. Let's see. This might work. Let's do that one. And the same thing. We'll send it to the back. Make it a little bit smaller. We don't want it to be too overwhelming. Okay. So we need to send it to the back. And there. You don't really know what it's going to look like until you click off of it. So there. We got live out loud, be happy, kindness counts, and never give up. So I will put some of these, I'll make a folder, put some of these in the folder, and there'll be a link below that you can download these and use in your own planner. So let me know how you're planning your week and what you're doing to stay grounded and stay focused with everything that's going on in the world today. appointments, family, trying to get everybody situated. It seems like it can be never ending and exhausting. But we have to, when we think about taking care of ourselves, what can we do to create more space for ourselves? And some of the things we can do, uh, we want to keep our brain from doing too much thinking and trying to store everything. So I like to write things down, and that's where a digital planner like this or a paper planner, that's where that comes in, where you can write things down. I had an instructor when I was in college that used to say, write things down. It helps you remember what all is going on. When you try to store too much information, you're likely to forget things. And then we have to choose what matters. First things first, you know, clarity lowers our urgency, and also it can reduce stress. And it's okay to say no. Your not to do list, things that you can eliminate that doesn't belong on your plate. And don't, that you can, if you have children, what can they do for themselves? Your husband or partner, what can they do for themselves? So, don't forget, you can delegate. And that's one of the things that I found when my kids were little, is I was trying to do everything myself, and I was finding that I was just exhausted and overwhelmed. But as I started to teach them to do little things for themselves, it just, putting their clothes in the laundry basket, that was a big help. Because if you have kids, that one of the things that they don't want to do is they want to throw things on the floor and not pick things up. But, having them do those things, and then as they started doing that, having them sort their own laundry for laundry days. So those are just some things that we can do so that we're not overwhelmed and trying to do everything ourselves. So let's go to the next page I have here. I really do like this. Is one of the pages that I did. I did this in Adobe XD, and I kind of made this. I converted some of my favorite photos to black and white, and then I just kind of arranged them in kind of a collage, and really do like the way it turned out. So I can make it bigger and cover the whole page, but this is my son's goat, so I don't want to kind of cover him up. But he is the background behind these pictures. And so I really do like this. So, and let's see, we'll make it back to, well, what we'll do is we'll just click this there, the undo arrow there. Okay, so that's it for that. And as I say, I converted all of these photos from color to black and white, and I did the color change in Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom, and then I laid out the collage in Adobe XD, which I like using Adobe XD because it makes it easy to put the pictures inside the frame. So it's a very, once you learn to use it, it's a very easy program to do. Okay, so let's go on to this. I believe I have shown this page before, and I will include it as well in the file so that you can use. And so some of the things you can do for this is you can use your lasso tool, and you can take a screenshot. Well, of course, now I doesn't want to do it because, it is a photo. So a couple of things you have to do is you have to, okay, so I'm going to try this again. And is it going to let me do it? Probably not if I turn that off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it smaller first. I'll just bring it down here. Okay, so I'll take the lasso tool, and I want to, take a screenshot. Okay, so what that's going to do is I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to paste it, maybe. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to drag it all the way across so that it covers all of this up. A little bit more. Okay. And so now I can pull this up here, pull it over here. Now if you wanted to write on this with your pen tool, or if you wanted to type things on it, what you would need to do is you need to turn off images, and then you could write on it with your pen. You could change the size of your pen tool. You can change the size of the type of pen that you're using. The other thing you could do is, instead of 2025 wins, you could, again, I need to turn that back on. Turn it back on. Okay, and then you could cover up 2025. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate it. Going to bring it down. I'm going to need to make it a whole lot smaller. So you could say monthly wins. So February wins, or January wins, March wins. That sounds kind of funny. Okay, I'm going to do it again one more time. And then you could put your monthly goals. Okay, so that's how you could use that. So I will also put that in the folder as well for you to use however you would like. And I believe that is all I have. And then we go into March. So that is it for today. And I hope you enjoyed this little session. Remember, self-care is important. Take care of yourself. Don't try to remember everything. Write it in your planner, your digital planner, your paper planner, and let go of some things that are not as important as you think they are. And it is okay to say no. And a Bible study teacher told me a long time ago, your best yes is no. And there is a book on how to be effective at saying no. And so no just means that there are certain things that you don't have to always say yes to. So you don't have to say yes to everything. And that is part of self-care. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It is knowing what is important and prioritizing those things. So take care. Ciao for now. Remember to like and subscribe and to share this with your family and friends. I do so appreciate you being here. Until next time, ciao for now. Bye-bye.